Yo, day three, serial sessions. Having a lot of fun doing this. It's Katana Prime, and I am back once again. My lovely girlfriend's still in the building. In the building, I can't even talk. Sometimes I look at her and
Shut up.
y'all know how that goes. But
Hi, everybody. Today is a 2 coffee cup day.
I'm so sorry. I woke her up a little earlier than that sigh gives indication for. And today's very lighthearted, easier than the other days. Here to talk about music. We brought you in to the sounds of J Rock, and those three tracks were off of his album Redemption, also a 2018 album, definitely one of my favorites. I like passionate people, I like emotional people. I just like the real because you can tell the difference when somebody's doing something just to do it, or because they can, or when they put a little extra behind it because they care. Since it's a light back when we look at some of the comments early, when my man's manager Matt up in Canada says, "What's up, KP? When's the monotone sleep podcast coming?" I don't know. I don't know. Too much fluctuations. Um, During my regular streams, outside of these, I've had a few people come up like when it's super late night, and they just like, "Oh wow, thanks, KP. It was easy to go to sleep here," and I was like, "Oh, sick. That says a lot about me." And they're like, "No,
Yeah.
it's a compliment."
You're boring.
Yes, I am. So much so that you're dating me. It's crazy what a
Yeah.
wonderful world this is. But yeah, again, just talking about music, very, very lighthearted. I would like to know some of people's favorite tracks as we go along anytime, during this talk. If you're here, let me know the artist and the song and why that means so much to you. I talk about this because as somebody who is super extroverted, when I'm out and about, when I'm at home. And I stay to myself. I don't want to say I shut the world out, but it certainly feels like it. And my conversationalists are the artists I listen to in the music. Now, I'm somebody who can retain a lot of lyrics, and if you ever catch me or you've been around me away from cameras, you could see me singing or rapping along to whatever my favorite songs are.
Or in front of a camera. Because you do it on stream all the time.
Not all the time. I gotta really be feeling it to like just get loose and just
You
you know.
serenade me on video chat all the time.
Yeah, that's not that's a personal camera though. That's not like the world. You know what I mean, woman. Why do you do these things to me? Anyway, all right. Um, I do the way I listen to and approach music is simple. I try to put myself in the shoes of the artist, um, and feel what they felt when they recorded it. Now, or what they are projecting, or they want the audience to feel. It doesn't necessarily mean that I either agree with all the lyrics, or if I'm listening to, Eminem in 2001, I don't want to kill my mom or anything like that. That's just, it's just the aggression. You lay it out on the track, you feel it.
If you're
Or
listening to
if I'm listening to
fucking guy,
that fucking guy, it could be
the
a lot of
fucking
guys.
fuck boy.
What fuck boy? You say a lot of my favorites are fuck boys. Are you talking about Trey Songz?
Yeah.
Actually? Yeah.
Yeah.
If I want to sing and belt my lungs out to Trey Songz, I'm gonna do it. I love his music. He's one of my
fuck
favorites.
boy.
Through his music, I don't know that man personally, so I can't judge him. You just stop hating, all right? Because you like when I sing certain songs to you, and then when I'm singing other songs just to myself, you're like, ugh, oh my god. Anyway, all right? There's so many different levels and so many different areas that music can take you to, and I love that adventure. When I'm emo and I need to be by myself, or I want to feel like I'm on every drug imaginable, I'll turn all the lights off and I'll listen to Weekend because it's my favorite artist.
Yeah.
Right? I don't do any drugs, but if I sit in this room and I let Trilogy play from start to finish, I'm gonna be high as fuck by the end of it. It's so good. Do you have any go-to tracks for emotional purposes?
I mean, my playlist is so diverse,
Uh huh.
and you know that because
I do.
you found out that I was listening to Obi Trice the other day.
Yes. Oh my God. And I fell in love with you more. It was crazy. I was YouTube hopping the classic, and for whatever reason, like I started falling into the late '90s, early 2000s, rap and R&B trope,
It was
which
because
is
we watched that documentary.
yeah, it was the greatest.
Yeah.
And then Obi Trice, the setup, if y'all remember that, we old in here, 30 plus. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. I just love the beat. I just loved everything with the video, and it started playing, and you started singing some of the lyrics, and here you are, just random white girl from Canada, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, do you know about this? And then you hit me with the sweat, I know, and I remember just grabbing you. It's crazy, but continue on.
Yeah, my playlist is very very diverse, but like I have everything from Drowning Pool to Obi Trice to O Town. I one time I
You
was
mean like hotel, like Orlando, like making the bed, Florida
yeah
boys? Oh my God, keep going.
yeah, and I was actually at a bonfire at my friend Kyle's house. I went to his house for a celebration because he actually fought and is clear of cancer.
Hell yeah, let's go.
And so yeah, we had to celebrate it, of course. So I went there, and he said, "Do you want to take care of the music?" And it was it was me and like a bunch of people, random people around the bonfire, and I was like, "Do you want to do this? Are you sure you want to do this?"
Are you afraid that you were not forgive me if I'm wrong, is that say country enough out there in Manitoba?
Well, it's more like instead of country, it's more like classic rock. Like they listen to stuff like that.
Okay.
And so like I started playing music, and I went everywhere from like Aqua to Enrique Iglesias to to rap to Cardi B to like, it's just it bounces around so much. Like I've
It needs to bounce more because I swear to God, if you sing that Lizzo song one more time, we're gonna have some relationship problems. I'm teasing.
But I'm 100% that bitch.
Wow, you actually did that with the microphone on. Why are you like this? I just want to love you for be who I am. Okay, I'm not gonna do that with you anyway because I'm a BJC. And please don't look at me like that. I know they can't see it, but it's okay. Let me just get back and peep some of these comments. A rare anomaly says, KP eating cereal with the trap music, probably in underwear on top of the world. Okay, rare anomaly.
He is wearing pants, I promise.
I don't know how you did that, but you have seen me in underwear, eating cereal, listening to Young Jeezy's Thug Motivation 101 album from 2005. So he hit it right on top of the head. My favorite song off that album is Let's Get It. Sky's the Limit, it's a backslash. So if you're familiar with that, then yes, you actually depicted a perfect picture because that was a time in my life where I was living with my grandmother at the time. This was 2005, but and my grandmother lived in like a better neighborhood, but my mom and the rest of my siblings still lived in the projects. So I was going to high school, and every weekend on Fridays, instead of going home to my grandmother, I would pack clothes for the weekend in my book bag, and I would just get on public transit and get on the bus and go to my mom so I can be with everybody I grew up with, everybody I knew, like the hood. It's just all I knew. So, and then I'd spend the entire summer there as well. And in 2005, Young Jeezy, released his album, Thug Motivation 101, Let's Get It. And when I say we played, everybody in the hood played that album every day, all day, whether it was through the radio speakers, through the car speakers,
So would you
through
say
the fucking headphones.
that's your most listened to album?
Of all time?
Yeah.
No.
The
But
Weeknd still?
it's either I'd have to really think, but it's either because before Trilogy was a thing, the Weeknd released all the mixtapes individually, so I had to have listened to House of Balloons start to finish at least 500 times, at least, and that number's low on the just estimation side. But back to Jeezy, right? Every day in the summer, we talking about wake up in the morning, you know, look up in the sky, tell me what you see, the clouds. No, nigga, not me. I see opportunity. I'm an opportunist. Nigga, you heard what I said? I'm an opportunist. And, I'm what, 15, something like that, uh, 17, and I'm just like, yo, like, I just loved seeing real street people succeed because when you come from that environment, when you come from the bottom, you're supposed to be dead or in jail by 25. So, and since we don't really celebrate the people who like grow up and like go to college and get like the regular jobs and shit like that, like stability, which is few and far in between, we glorify all the athletes and the rappers and celebrity forms because this is what is big time to us because we don't see like the regular vibe because it really doesn't happen as much as you would like it to. So I mean Jeezy, and that stuck with me. So even now, at 31, I put that on and it just brings back all the memories of that wonderful summer, easier times, with less responsibility, being 17. The only thing you had to do is come home, go to school, and avoid the police, just for existing. So yeah,
So
that means a lot.
back to a song that evokes emotion, I guess.
Mhm.
I would say that it's because my list of songs is so diverse. So it's gonna be the Kesha song, the one she released after she came out about her sexual assault and the fact that her producer was abusing her all those
Mhm.
years. And it's the song "Praying," and I'm not a religious person, but that song definitely speaks to me because she talks about how how she prays that he's gonna repent and he's gonna like feel bad, some kind of remorse for what he's done, and he still hasn't to this day. But yeah, that song really speaks to me because I've been wronged by a lot of people, and I do hope that one day they see that they have done wrong. I don't know if they ever will, but I definitely hope that they do.
Yeah, and in the time that they don't, right? Falling back on that song has been a great coping mechanism, right? And to with music being so much like such a spread on the variety scale, like there's gonna be something that you resonate with, something you like, right? Because these are real people, real experiences. Or if they wrote it and it's not personal, you can find some solemn something in it, and that's the beauty of it. Let me take to the chat a little bit to get a bunch of these. Izzy,
Devil is hating on my playlist.
no, he likes it. All right, you're just a hater. Everyone who says your name is not hating on you. All right, I'm gonna need you to slow down. They probably got a song for that too. Anyway, Izzy Law says I like Mockingbird by Eminem because the piano track is so classic and the song tells a story. I like that. I do like music, songs that tell stories and stuff like that, for sure. Kitten says I'm calling her out because she falls asleep to my soft tones. I'm not dealing with you right now, Angel. All right. Uh, Schoolboy Q bless. That is fire, program. Schoolboy Q is very smooth and I don't know. It's crazy because he's a West Coaster, right? And I'm a down south dude. So typically, the way rap works, you're usually favoritism to your region, right? Unless the artist is like super big, and then
That's
you kind
not
of
a
just like
thing
it.
in Canada.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you. I'm just, don't worry about that. But Schoolboy Q is fire. I like that. Apex, sorry, says Joji is my go-to. It always gets me in my feelings. Do you have a song other than the Kessel one that also gets you in your feelings? And it doesn't have to be romantically, because I have a song actually.
Code Blue by The Dream.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what does that evoke? What does that pull out of you?
Well, it's all about how loving someone can cause you a lot of pain, and um,
And hold on, this is Code Blue off the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack,
yeah,
right? Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So like the song basically is he's like he says that's what I get for loving you, Code Blue, and basically Code Blue means dying,
Yeah.
like you're killing me. Stop.
Can you not smile when you say that at me, please? Thank you.
Yeah, it's a really good song, and it's really intense, and he's got an amazing falsetto. Like his range is insane.
Okay, cool. I mean, keep going. See, for me, I'll take like an emotional one, right?
Liquid Dreams, yeah, that's the song.
Yes. Um, Lupe Fiasco has a song called "Never Forget You" at the end of his Lasers album, which is his least popular in terms of like Lupe fans, but probably his most commercially successful one. If not the cool, I forget. But while it wasn't the hardest song, John Legend's on the hook, and for whatever reason, that song makes me think of my grandmother, who was like the most important person in my life, and she passed away back in 2008. It's been 11 years now, a little over that, and for whatever reason, I mean, I know it's coming. He gets to his third verse, which is real quick. It's like four bars, just a little something extra for the end, and I listen to the song. As soon as the song starts, I know that part is coming. As I sing along to the whole song, I know it's coming. When John Legend is ready to end his last time he sings the chorus, like I know it's coming. Every time Lupe gets to these four bars, the tears just start like flooding from my eyes. Like I cannot listen to the song
I think I've only
and
seen
not
you
cry.
I don't think I've only seen you cry like once or twice.
Like period?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have no problems crying. Like when the shit is real, you can tell. You can see it in the eyes. Your turn.
If I poke you in the eye, will you cry?
Probably not. Like it'll water, but like I'm not gonna cry. Like emotion makes me cry. Pain makes me angry. So, or pleasurable. This is not about that. This is about music. All right. Let me get back and catch up with some of these. Right. Uh, da, 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 da. Lupe Fiasco daydreams for light dream. Daydreaming. Hey, I fell asleep beneath the flowers for a couple of hours. That was fire. Such a beautiful day. All right, let me not, because you know I'll take off. Actually, I don't know if I remember the lyrics of that song good enough, because as you know, when we like YouTube hopping and shit, I retain a lot. But I'd have to hear a song and then it'll just come. It's like I have a file cabinet in my brain somewhere, and then when it plays, the cabinet opens and says, "Okay, this is what you're supposed to say."
What was your angry teenager song?
Ooh, this is a good one. Angry teenager song.
Teenagers are very emotional creatures, so
Absolutely. See, my thing was, um, so my teenage years, right? Because I got bullied growing up.
Yeah, me
Uh,
too.
regular stuff. I moved to the hood. I was the only, I'm super light skinned if you've seen me. I was either like, because my whole life is a revolving door of racism. When my homeboys and shit or people in my environment got mad at me, oh, I'm white, crack of this, crack of that. And then around white people, I'm not white enough, even though I'm half and half, oh, nigga this, nigga that. So, like, I was just impervious to, like, racism, or like, showing signs of being angry because all my battles are psychological. Like, you're not going to make me mad visibly. Like, I'm going to find a way to turn it around and do that because people don't like when you play with their head, right? And that was my thing. So, I would take out, like, all my anger, like, I would bubble it all up inside, like I still do today. And then if I needed to release, I would do so in the music. So, I was really, really, like, I loved Eminem. Like, he was my first favorite rapper, and then that switched to Ludacris for whatever reason. Because I was a shy boy who didn't really like
I would have thought DMX would be your.
that. I was getting there because of the connection, right? So, 2001, Ludacris released a song called "Move, Bitch."
That was funny though.
It was funny, but when you're in a room by yourself and you're not picturing Luda just like at the club or something telling people to get out the way or get off the street, it was more like you can take music and apply it to whatever situation you need to on a personal level because it's so flexible. And when I'm very creative and like visionary and stuff, I'm always writing something down or I'm thinking of these moments or these actions and caterings like to whatever's going on. Move Bitch was like my thing. And then another song that I took the meaning and applied it differently was DMX. And he had a song with Cisco called What These Bitches Want. And it's famous for a second verse where DMX spent an entire verse naming all the women. And I still remember that verse to this day. Can get all the women right, just right now off top, play the song and I'll take off. And instead of it being like a cry to like, oh my god, I'm juggling all these women, but they know what it is because I told them like, hey, this is just what it is. What these bitches want to me was like my anger to like the world. Like, I, you want me to be the smartest kid. You want me to be, the best in sports. You want me to protect all my little brothers and sisters. Bitches could have been anybody. It could have been my teachers. It could have been my mom. It could have been my
Your bullies.
friends, my bullies, everything. And that's how I used to release it. And then DMX also had a song called "What's My Name," and I think that's where a part of a little ego started to form because I was always, you know, um, I would hide in the shadows and never want the spotlight, even though I can handle it. I just never wanted to make it about me, and I put myself behind everything ever up until like 2 years ago. I was like, yeah, fuck this. Like, if I want to be God, I have to be God, and only
And
people.
now I'm godlike.
I am God. I have no problem saying that because
Yeah.
I shouldn't feel bad about that. And that helps with people I've met over the years of my journey too. But what was your angry teenage song?
So I listened to a lot of D12. So
D12, like the Dirty Dozen?
Yeah.
Like Detroit? How close is Winnipeg to Detroit? Because that's kind of...
It's a bit of a drive.
Okay.
I would say maybe like 10 hours.
Okay, I mean, well, that's a mission, but I'm just saying that because it's surprising,
Yeah.
Michigan borders, Canada.
Well, yeah, there's a song called Go to Sleep, and the words are go to sleep, bitch, die, motherfucker, die.
Oh my god.
Time's up, bitch, close your eyes.
That's,
Yeah, that was my angry teenager song, and there was also some rock in there, 3 Days Grace, I Hate Everything About You. The lyrics go, I hate everything about you. Why do I still love you?
Okay. I mean, I'm not mad at this because, again, this is still early 2000s, I'm assuming. Did you say 12? And that was fresh off the 90s, where the 90s was everything attitude, right? And it was just raunchy and, this is who I am. And basically, it was people no longer being afraid of societal norms and taking what they felt was theirs.
Kittens singing it.
Oh my god. Of course you have your minions to sing along with this nonsensical.
Yeah.
I'm teasing though, go ahead.
So that, I would say fight music was another one.
Fight music was cool. I remember that.
Yeah.
And they had the videos all black and like nighttime.
I don't remember the video. It's on my it's on my playlist.
I think I remember like fires in the barrels and shit like that. I don't know. Y'all getting old, man. You look back and that was almost 20 fucking years ago. Like,
Yeah.
I go to fighting game tournaments and lose to kids who are not even 20 years old. And I'm sitting here trying to remember a video from a song that you had to wait for it to come on TV instead of just YouTubing it.
Yeah, we had this show called Pop-Up Video.
Stop. I remember that. It was godlike. It was like
Yeah.
a gold mine of information,
Yeah.
which we just had to believe if it flashed on the screen. That's crazy. Yeah, Chad saying Linkin Park was a lot of my teen anger and stuff. Completely understandable. Me, being from the hood, I was using stereotypes, so it was mostly rap, R&B, old school. Like if you grew up in a black household, when it was time to clean up or mom was chilling, you're gonna hear every hit from the 60s, 70s, 80s.
Devil's Choices.
Yeah, it was just crazy, right? As we take a look at Devil May Care, he says, my favorite genre are old soul, hip hop, and R&B music like Marvin Gaye, The Temptations, Luther Vandross, Commodores, and Sam Cooke, to name a few. Now, those names span a very long time of music, but in my household, that shit was all the same to us.
Yeah.
And I actually enjoy a lot of reggae too because my mom loved it. She wasn't from the islands or anything like that. Or maybe, my grandmother was Bahamian and my mom and everybody else was just, born to a black dad. And, my grandma's black and Bahamian in South Florida. So they didn't grow up with like the island culture or anything like that. And I'm not sure if my grandmother ever spent time in her younger years in the Bahamas. I never got the chance to ask her about that. But my mom liked Caribbean men. That was her thing. She liked Jamaicans Haitians and all of that. She just, and I quote, I don't really deal with American black men. They through. And I just said, all right,
The what?
through.
What does that mean?
It's like they through. Like it's through. It's hood shit. It's just regular basic. Wow. Oh my God. I realized you don't really have like any slang, anything in you. I'll teach you. Anyway, so I was like, all right, Mom. She's like, yeah, they ain't no
I
good.
have Canadian slang.
That doesn't count down here in South Florida, all right? Anyway, so.
Where's Solomir?
Oh, you calling on your Canadian homeboys? I think Don Savage may be here. Either way, so with her love of like island culture, we listen to a lot of reggae, and I swear to God, if I hear another Bears Hammond song, I my body's gonna relapse and go into like the 12-year-old KP who just couldn't shake all of it, which is why anytime like reggae people start snapping, or reggae people,
Reggae people.
the Islanders start snapping with that heavy like Jamaican accent, I can understand like 80% of it because I'm so fucking trained. It's great.
Yeah, well, my cousin is actually from St. Lucia, and she lived there. She lived there for a long time. She moved there when she was 15, and her mom basically she went through some crazy teenage years, and her mom was like, you need to go live with your dad. And so she went to St. Lucia and she lived there for a while, and then she came back. She had an accent.
Yeah, of course.
She like only listened to Caribbean music, and like I would have to ask her because I would hear her talking with other Caribbean people because she often took me to like Jamaican clubs or whatever. And she's like, and she would have a conversation, a full-on conversation with someone, and I would not know a word of what they were saying.
Yeah, it happens that way. But speaking of that flavor, when I let that type of music rock and I see what's going on now, like daggering and all that, I've had you watch some of those videos because daggering is hilarious. And two, like the sounds and the beats are just real mellow, real low key, and it's an easy bop and an easy bounce to it. And you're gonna hear that horn blaring, like you can't get away from that shit no matter what. And I just like that vibe because all the Caribbean shit is just, it's just so smooth. Like there's no way.
Well, I've been listening to like reggaeton since I was like 13.
Oh man, I remember when that swept like the floodgates of like pop culture here in America.
Gasolina.
And in South Florida, because in South Florida we have like all the Hispanic cultures of like everything, and that shit was everywhere. You couldn't stop it. It just feels so good to get the broad scope, even if you predominantly listen to one genre. You're always going to get bits and pieces, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't listen to a Pitbull album,
Sean Paul.
Oh, Sean Paul was my man. I loved him growing up. Shit, I'll even go way off the bat. I bought a Taylor Swift album one time. Would you believe that? That KP bought the album 1989 that had Blink's face on it? That shit was fire. That album was actually fire. I haven't listened to like any of the other ones, but that was fire, and I will stand by it. And you know what's crazy? As we just jump all over the place, because that's what we do here, Serial Sessions, it actually made me follow up, because I think her next album, or the album before that, was titled Red. But Neo also had an album titled Red. And they came out like around the same time. I don't know if it was the same day or the same week or like a week apart. And I was like, oh, this is that Taylor Swift chick. Let me listen to this shit. And I was like, oh, this is like, it's kind of fire sometimes. Hold on.
What album did you buy? 1989?
I bought 1989 after. It's either like whatever Red. I don't even want to go through the timeline right now. I could pull it up, but I'm not even.
See, I was never a fan of Taylor Swift. I was a little bit when she was more country, and then like she released a song way back in the day called "Picture to Burn," and that was like a.
I think I know that.
Yeah.
That might have been on like one of the Rock Band games or something like that. I think I played it, or I saw the video somewhere when I had no business. So
it's a spiteful woman song, and I really.
So
like
you love those,
yeah. And the lyrics are, "You're just another picture to burn."
Yeah, fine.
So yeah,
I remember that.
Really, really good lyrics. And after that, I think she got too poppy for me, and like I like pop, but like I wasn't a big fan of hers. But now she comes out with more like dancier tracks. Like Look What You Made Me Do. Everybody fucking hated that song.
Oh my God, why are you yelling?
Everybody hated it, but I loved it. I thought it was so good. And it was gimmicky. Like when she answers the phone, she's like, "I'm sorry, Taylor can't come to the phone right now." She's
Well,
like,
she
"Why?"
is.
Because she's dead.
Oh, well, she is very cringe. Like, let's let.
Yeah.
She's exceptionally cringe, but that's
But
beside the
I'm
point.
totally a guilty pleasure person when it comes to music.
All
So
right,
like
well,
I have a lot of guilty pleasures.
that's a good segue. I have some too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would necessarily call it guilty pleasure, but it's like something you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
Imagine this, right? You've seen like my friends that I grew up with. Like these just a bunch of just straight up like hood fools who like we talking the dreads, the gold teeth, all the tattoos. I think some of them have cut it now, but you've heard the way we speak. Just people. Some of them still sagged in pants, like just very, very like street mentality. Can't grow out of it, right? Imagine you walk in on that. Right? We had like my mom's place, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and you walk into a room and it's me and three hood niggas playing rock band on the instruments, doing evanescences. Like, what's the name of the
Bring
song?
Me to Life.
Bring Me to Life. There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah, Bring Me to Life. Imagine that. You walk in there and you just see me and yeah, these are like things that can't be recorded and videos that can never be released because there's just no way.
An interesting fact
There's
about
no way.
Evanescence is that the lead singer of Evanescence is actually a opera singer. She's a trained opera singer, and she joined the band as a classical opera singer, and she just kind of adjusted her voice. That's why she's. That's why she sounds so classical.
She's a goddess.
Yeah.
Guilty pleasures.
I have a lot of guilty pleasures.
Give me one or two, and if anybody has any guilty pleasures in the chat, let us know as well.
So probably Rob Zombie. So there's a song called Dragula, and everybody knows that song. And it's just like terrible. It's so bad. I think the lyrics are dig through the ditches and burn all the witches or something like that.
That's all right.
Yeah, and so Rob Zombie is probably my weirdest. Obviously all the boy bands, because I love my Backstreet Boys. Team Backstreet Boys for life.
I don't think that's a guilty pleasure. Just Team fucking NSYNC.
No, Team Backstreet Boys.
No, NSYNC. I will break up with you over this, okay? You don't disrespect Justin Timberlake in this apartment, all right? Ever.
Oh, whatever.
No, whatever. I want an apology. You don't
No.
disrespect JT. You crazy?
Bobby Brown isn't a guilty pleasure.
Yeah,
I mean, because of who he is as a person?
No, because I can give you a 40-track R. Kelly playlist right now that's absolute fire, and he's a horrendous person.
Okay, so continuing on with my guilty pleasures.
All right, well, we'll bounce one off. All right, even if it's just an individual song. Do you remember, well, everybody remembers if you're old enough, the mega hit from TLC? It was called No Scrubs.
Yeah.
You know?
That's not a guilty pleasure. Everybody likes that song.
Wait. There was a response.
Oh, God.
And the name of the group was called Sporty Thieves. And they made a response track called No Pigeons. And I love that song. That shit was godlike. It was so bad. But it was amazing. It is amazing. Alright? No Pigeons. Go ahead and try to one up No Pigeons.
I don't know. Maybe. Well, there's obviously a lot of dumb '90s songs.
Yeah.
Like there was.
Well, it could also be a popular song by a popular artist where like nobody likes It Takes Me, right? You know my favorite artist is The Weeknd, right? And of like core Weeknd fans, we all know that Can't Feel My Face is the weakest single he's ever released. No matter how popular, no, it's the weakest single he's ever released. That's not up for debate.
Okay.
Sorry, it doesn't make it a bad song. It doesn't make it bad, but like to core Weeknd fans, that would be a guilty pleasure.
I have one. Soulja Boy.
Oh my God.
Pretty Boy Swag.
Right here
is my swag.
Did you like that more than Kiss Me Through the Phone?
Yes.
Because you like Kiss Me Through the Phone.
I like Pretty Boy Swag more because of the bass.
Uh-huh.
It literally sounds like something is exploding when you play it in a car. Yeah, like my whole car will vibrate and it feels like I'm gonna die. So
Really?
yeah, I got the King Kong in the trunk. Do you remember that song?
Oh, you can hear me before you can see me. I got
Yeah.
King Kong in the trunk. Oh, so did you like that era?
Yeah, I like.
Did you like Jibs? To your chain
Yeah.
gang gloves.
Yeah, I did.
You like that?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was an era right there. That's like from 2009 to like 11, 12,
Yeah.
where like all of
The
that
gimmicky
nonsense was
songs, I
coming
definitely
out.
liked all of them.
Okay, what about? I know it was a mega hit, and this wouldn't be a guilty pleasure. Did you like the Whisper song by the Yin Yang
I
Twins?
did. I love the Yin Yang
Hey, how you
Twins.
doing, little mama? Let me say it. Oh my god, it's so
Yeah.
bad. But it did. They changed the game too, because then every rapper started whispering in their verses and shit like
Yeah.
that. You know what counted as a guilty pleasure for me? Because I was in the hood, I was in the projects, right? And remember, we was poor. So in 2001 or 2002 or 2000, whenever this song came out, I still had a CD player, and I was walking around the projects listening to the Maroon 5 album, Songs About Jade, right?
I love Maroon 5.
And She Will Be Loved was not allowed to be played in my hood. So when I was walking and when I would get with my boys, I would stop it. And they'd be like, yo, what you listening to? You try to open, because remember you had to open the flap on the CD player, you can see the artwork. I didn't want to show them. And when I got like in the hallways and shit, or on my way to school, I would turn it down and listen to it real low so that they couldn't hear it. But that shit was fire. Like,
Yeah, I loved
it
Maroon
meant so
5. I always
much.
have. I think that Adam Levine, that's his name.
Yes.
I think he's insanely talented.
Yeah, I was, that helped me musically realize that, hey, like I like these like lovey type songs. Like, oh man, I could show emotion to a girl. Granted, I was 12, 13, and only thing I ever had was crushes. I didn't have my first kiss yet. As you know, like I didn't have a girlfriend. I was a virgin until I was 21. That's actual KP facts. Like, I know people don't believe this nonsense now, but young me was exceptionally shy, and I could not be left one on one with a woman in any circumstance. I would just freeze up. I couldn't make eye contact. None of that shit.
So do you have?
I lived vicariously through R&B music, the shit I felt, but I didn't have the fucking balls to say or even tell my friends. Like, my closest friends knew who I liked, but my closest friends were, hey, oh, XYZ, hey, you know, but don't like you, like, and then I would have to run or something like that. It was
So
real bad.
do you have like a coming of age song then, where you finally broke out of your shell?
No, my broke out of my shell moment was I was like 21. It was not musically involved, um, because the thing
But
was.
do you have a song that brings you to that feeling, like I am who I am now, and like I used to be like this shy kid, but now I'm God.
I don't. Well, I don't. If Hayate makes an album, then I'll have that. But outside of that, no, I don't have a specific coming of age song. But I do now when I go back and listen to albums, because that's how I listen to music right now. When I'm on my
I'm the
own,
complete opposite.
I don't listen to like individual singles. I'll take an album and I say, all right, this is what I'm listening to, because I like the stories they tell. Depending on what I'm going through in my life, it has to be current. Um, I'll play an album, and I'll say, wow, this is who I am at this point in my life. So when I had like one of my first like hurtful breakups, and I played the Kissland album from the weekend when it came out, that carried me. I was like, yo, I am this person. From start to finish, all of these songs, with the exception of Wanderlust, which everybody loves and is the worst song on the album, by the way. That's how strong Kissland is. Best weekend album, don't at me. I was like, this is who I am. And I usually only have that feeling with albums, and it's mostly soul stuff. I don't have like a rap or like a rock joint that I just say, okay, whatever. Because like my latest like classical, like I'll still listen to the Ice Nine Kills album, The Silver Screen, which is like a concept album based. Every song is based around like a horror theme, and
And he's a
love it.
poser because he doesn't even like horror.
I love music, and that music is fire. All right, and you can stop hating because you just like to do that. but let me be who I want to be. I told you at the beginning of this, I embody what the artist felt at the time. So if I want to close my eyes and become a murderer in a fantasy world, you're gonna let me do that. All right. Anyway.
You don't have the balls.
I'm not just gonna kill people for no reason. I have too much compassion in my heart for that, and I'll know it's wrong. So.
Yeah.
And I know it's not me. Again, it's detaching. I'm them. Bryant, KP. If I made music, which I talk about this like earlier. I tweeted the other day that I felt like I would like to make some music and perform it just to say I did it.
If you made music, what genre would you make?
I would likely be like the rap and R&B hybrid. That the people who would inspire me the most come before Trey Songz first. Drake, obviously.
Fuck boys.
I mean, whatever music you want to call it. I mean, you're dating me, so. But it's not though. I'm just saying the style. I'm not saying they would have to be the lyrics or their subject matter. That's how I would approach it. And you already paying me as a fuckboy before I can even jot my first lyric down. That's okay. You're supposed to be my biggest supporter. Maybe I'll songs about Samantha. How's that? I mean, Bryant Levine.
If you write songs about me, I'll be happy.
No, you won't.
I'll write rebuttal songs like we did back in the day.
That's one of your guilty pleasures. What was that song you showed me the other day? And we watched the video.
Emon.
What was the name of the song?
Fuck It. And then there was the girl response by Frankie something, and hers was "fuck it," like the response.
Yeah. I can't remember that directly, but yeah, that was crazy. How's the lyric go? My favorite one. She said like your fault somehow or something like that.
Yeah. Fuck what I did. It was your fault somehow.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Fuck all the presents. I threw all that shit out.
Yeah. Like. What? Like I don't even. Somebody recorded that and just said it was okay.
Fuck all the crying, it didn't mean jack. And well, guess what, yo? Fuck you right back.
Yeah, that was teen angst at its finest. Yeah, it was. It was too good, but.
Fuck you, you hoe. I don't want you back.
I feel like going back to the subject of us, if I did something, my projects would have like a central theme, or like. They would definitely tell a story, but it had to be strong enough so that you can pick each individual single out and listen to it on its own. But I would want people to listen to the full context, which is hard because this era is the era of like instant gratification. We want it now. We want it now. We want it now. No longer are artists releasing 3 singles in a month. Like you get the single and then the album comes like right there, if not same day. Or something rocks for the summer. And unless you're like the super mega star to where your buzz is not declining in any rate, you have to release, single video, and then the album has to come quickly or nobody cares anymore. So for somebody like me, I don't know, because I would like it to develop, but at the same time putting the entire story out there at once, I don't know. I think I'm thinking too far ahead, whereas if I really wanted to take a shot at that and make something, I would just need to just do it. And then just put it out there, just to say I did.
Do you think that artists nowadays are much more pressured to release music? And do you think that affects the quality of the music when they're rushed?
Well, that's always going to be a thing, rushing no matter what. But I think they have more avenues in which to stay relevant and make money. So, the music is not all that matters. You can be all type of personality and get booked off of talking shit. You don't have to have the strongest single in the world, but if your face is always somewhere, and there's plenty of ways to do that outside of the music, the opportunity gets there. So I think a lot of people, they can be rushed, but they also choose to quickly do stuff to stay on top of the as a choice, because you can fall back and say, hey, I'll release a project once a year, or it's like, nah, I gotta stay in the public face, so fuck that. Let me do this low budget movie, or let me post all these Instagram pictures.
The Weeknd has been off the radar for a while.
Yeah, but he's mega star.
Yeah.
So he's like omega star. It doesn't matter when he gives us a crumb.
A little tidbit.
And we go, oh my God, is this the album? Abel, we need it. Start calling them by their first names like we know them on a personal level. Oh, when's chapter 6? I'm gonna die. And you know how that works. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But I love the embodiment. I love the artists who express themselves, even if you're just doing it for money or whatever because you're successful, and that's cool too. You know, whatever it is, the reality is that whether they want to or not, any artist on the grand scale is touching the lives of many. Many. You are an influencer. You are a role model, whether you want it or not. And I looked up to these people, man. Like, it saddens me when I see what like a DMX went through because you meant so much to my life by existing and sharing your art. It means so much to me of like the Weeknd's mental state because we need that. I need you to be good first so we can get that music. It means so much to me what like a Jay-Z when he was more active did it because you were the mind. You showed us the business side of things, how to really do this. So your value becomes more than the music as well as a person, but the legacy is in the sound, so we can carry that forever. As you know, the Blueprint one is one of my favorite albums of all time, and when I listen to that, it's like, damn, like Takeover was really one of the most underrated diss songs of all time. Girls, Girls, Girls is just beautiful, even though it's him talking about juggling women, it's still beautifully done. Renegade is just classical, and don't roll your eyes at me like that. All right, it's just so perfect in every single way that it's timeless. So I appreciate the artists as people when they give you that vibe, and then if they have the classic music to go with it, that like doubles it because the music is timeless. Uh, Speaking of timeless music, again as we bounce all over, I think I remember a few years ago, I read somewhere that Pharrell recorded a song that's supposed to be released in the year like 3000 or some shit like that, or 2050, something like that. He wanted to be so far ahead that he locked it somewhere, or it's like behind like a computer program or whatever, and it's supposed to be released at like way ahead of time. I low key want to hear that shit bad, but I don't want to ruin it. I know I'm not supposed to be alive when it drops, or maybe he won't. But if they come up with cryostasis uh, on humans, openly, I might be down for it, so I can go to the future and just listen to that song. I hope it's featured in the weekend. Is something wrong with me?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, thanks.
What about, okay, do you have, what about non-American songs? Like, do you have a favorite artist that is from Europe or
I don't.
not North American?
It's hard. Usually I only hear about those artists when they like cross over into the charts over here. And you get fooled by Europeans all the time because all the vocalists, when they sing, they sound like us. They're not sounding like the Queen on those tracks, right? They sound like somebody walking the streets over here. But
what about Latin America? Because I'm just saying not North American.
Yeah. I know. That's what I was just touching on Europeans, and that's it. As far as Latin America goes,
or the Caribbean.
I don't listen to anybody actively, but if something plays, like no matter where it's from, I'll give it a chance. But all of my favorite artists are definitely from United States and Canada. So.
But isn't you like Lana Del Rey? She's English, isn't she? She's British.
I guess so.
I thought she was.
She might be. I don't know. She's like, if there's no way.
You don't know because they don't say it in an accent.
Yeah, the thing is, like, because I just appreciate her because she's a dark voice in a lot of the Weeknd's music.
Yeah.
And if you like the Weeknd, you have to like Lana. Like, that's just.
She definitely has that melancholic feel to her music.
And she seems a little more deadly than Weeknd does to me, but like I appreciate her. I haven't like outright listened to any of her full projects a lot, but even so, like she wouldn't be one of my favorites because I'm I'm a Weeknd, Trey Songz, J Cole,
I think that
Drake. I like that group.
when I was breaking out into
Yeah, she's from LA, babe. Yeah.
oh,
Go ahead. Yeah,
well, she
please.
might live there now, but
I don't know. It's all good. Go ahead.
Anyways, I don't know. I thought she was British for some reason. She just seems British.
Let it go. Let it go.
So I think when I was branching out into like the EDM genre, there was a lot of European artists in EDM. So like Tiesto, Avicii, like all of them are European. I know that a lot of EDM is from Europe, and also in the 90s, there was a lot of groups that were European, like Aqua. Aqua is from Europe. Eiffel 65. Do you remember the I'm Blue song?
Yes, everybody and their fucking mom remembers it.
Yeah. So I think branching out, when I branched out into EDM and stuff, like that's when I listened to more European artists. Kanye actually has a song with a European artist that it's a remix. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's called Allures en Danse or something, and it's a French song, but Kanye raps over the beat.
Don't think so.
Yeah, it's good.
It probably is,
Yeah.
because when Ye's head is on right, he's God tier for sure.
It's old.
As far as EDM is concerned, I never really got too deep into it, but I do like I could, given the circumstances and the environment, I'll definitely rock out to it, like for sure, no problems there. And me being so heavy into gaming, as you know, DJ Hero 1 and DJ Hero 2, two of my favorite games of all time. The music and the mixes span like every genre imaginable.
Satisfaction.
And the Satisfaction mixed with Kid Cudi's Day and Night, yeah, it was fire. It's so good. So
Benny Benassi.
yeah, I can bounce all
European,
over.
I think.
Yeah, and but yeah, let me take this from the chat. A Rare Anomaly says, "Do you like music such as Moneybags and NBA? I'm assuming YoungBoy, etc." No, I don't. I'm a little bit older, and like I like my brain cells, and I'm not one of the old heads who like hates what the young kids are doing, and like wants them to stop. I just think it's whack. So I don't listen to it. I'm not a fan of well, I don't want to say I'm not a fan, because I do like my trap shit. I do like my ignorance, for lack of a better word. You know what I'm talking about. And as you know, I love 2 Chainz. Like that's my guilty pleasure. Like for somebody like me who likes the Drakes and the Coles and the Kendricks and all of that. But I don't know, man. These new dudes. My problem with them is they all sound the same.
Yeah.
You put one on. I do like 21 Savage though.
I do too.
Yeah, I like 21.
I like his features. I don't like any of his songs that he has by himself.
Okay, so it's like, isn't it the same way you feel about Ty Dolla $ign?
Yeah.
Dolla $ign.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's like it's all the same song, and I don't know, man. I don't think these people are as talented. So, it is what it is. But I don't knock them though. Get your money, young man.
Mm-hmm.
Keep rocking. Keep doing what you do, because
as
plenty
long
of
as
people.
You're not hurting anybody.
Yeah, for sure. Plenty of people would love to be in their position, and they took something or whatever their situation is and made a life out of it. So, please, please, please continue to get your money, and go where life take you, because they're taking care of a lot of people. So I would never knock them or want them gone, because there's a place for everybody. But it's just it's not my thing.
Do you
as
have
far
a
as full track.
favorite? Do you have a favorite stupid lyric? The dumbest lyric that you can think of that you just love and you repeat all the time.
Man, that's hard. Because
I can go first if you want, because I have one ready.
I guess so.
So back to 21 Savage. He
Uh-huh.
says on a Cardi B song, he says, "I like hot sauce on my chicken," and he says, "I put hot sauce on her titties."
Yeah.
And that is like my favorite lyric.
Why?
I've tweeted it numerous times because it's hilarious. I can't. Why would someone put hot sauce on titties? Like, I feel like that would burn your nipples.
I don't have the answers, but I don't plan on exploring this. But I guess so. I don't know. Stupid lyrics. I mean, I'm pretty sure I have a bunch that I like. But
Cisco.
I can't. No, you don't talk about Cisco. All right. The third song is objectively the greatest song of all time. I'm not playing. That's no cap. This man was on a beach in nighttime in Miami with bitches in neon, glow in the dark bathing suits.
What about 2 Chainz
with a full blown orchestra singing about some fucking thongs. All right, you don't disrespect Cisco in here. That is the greatest shit of all time. All right, summer 1999. All right, and it still holds up. Not that new thong song 2018 or whatever shit they try to do. Get that out of here. The 1999 summer smash. All right, is untouchable godliness. Now, I don't know, man, because a lot of people have said some dumb lyrics. It's funny you said this. I don't know how, but me and my brother and my cousin Ryan, when we were young, we had this notebook, and we used to write down the dumbest lyrics we would hear from rappers, just to laugh at.
Yeah.
And just because we thought it was whack, like on because we were all fans of Lil Bow Wow, right? Like 2001, he had a song called "Thank You," and it's something he said. I eat a big bowl of fish, which is my favorite dish. And without y'all, I couldn't make it like this. And we would just laugh because we thought it was so whack. And Nelly had a couple of them in there too. Oh my God, I wish I could remember this notebook we had. It was so bad, but we would just laugh at those. Nowadays, it's so easy because the dumb lyric ratio is pretty high.
Yeah.
But I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I don't have it.
What about 2 Chainz?
I love 2 Chainz. That's what I've been trying to think of the whole time.
4 bracelets?
2 Chainz.
That's pretty dumb.
4 bracelets. I don't think that's dumb. It's just a description. You know what I'm saying? He probably got something in like birthday song that was stupid with him and Kanye.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just love. She got a big booty, so I call her big.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb. That's pretty dumb.
Like, I don't know. I love it. It was great. But as we close down into this today, you know, very, very lighthearted, very, very easy. I would say, like, music is too important. I can't live without it. It helps me, you know, function. It helps me calm down. It helps me express anger, love, creativity. Because some things you hear and it's just like French kiwi juice. If he's not from here, he would be my favorite, like,
I have no
international.
idea who that is.
I'm gonna play his album. It's so smooth, and I like the producer type dudes for like the different sounds. Like I was heavy on Ryan Leslie, like early Ryan Leslie, and FKJ is just like more of that. I can tell this guy locks himself in the studio and just does this magic, and it's just wonderful. Got a bunch of things I just listened to all over the timeline. I guess from like late 90s up until like 20 until now, because I still listen to stuff. I have to see what's going on, especially with streaming services now. I've been listening to Lindsey Sterling's album a lot, just for whatever reason. I just fell in love with her recently, and that's great. I know a lot of people. Yeah, King Dave. I know he loves Logic. That's my boy I grew up with. Logic is like his favorite rapper and shit. But it is what it is. I don't know too much about her, Fin the Weeb, but I have to check it out. Because again, I'm not, because of streaming services and me having all of these albums at my fingertips, I don't keep up with everything like daily as much as I can, because like I'm satisfied. It's like, okay, an artist I like is dropping this, or if I come across a song, I say, okay, this is fire, let me check out the album. I liked it, add it to the playlist. I didn't, oh well, keep it moving. So that's how I am nowadays. But anything you want to say in closing about how this approaches you?
Not really. I think that we had a pretty good conversation about it. We could talk all day.
Oh, for sure. I like it. It's real easy, man. So before I get into like closing and everything like that, and one day we'll probably get a soundboard or something for this. But since we're at the end and it is time for Samantha's useless fact of the day,
Oh God, I didn't think of one.
Wow, I thought you just come up these.
Yeah.
Let me,
Okay.
are you
I
good?
got one. Yeah.
All right, talk to me, baby. What is the useless fact of the day?
Uh, I actually told you this one yesterday.
Well, it doesn't matter if you told me.
Cats can actually retract their claws, so they can make their claws go in, but dogs cannot.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Useless fact of the day. I'm not sure how many people didn't know that, but it is a fact and it is very useless. I appreciate that.
Yeah, super useless today.
And for everybody else, man, I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in again. Again, it's just regular conversation, right? We're just talking like we're just chilling, all over the place, regular subject, whatever have you. I don't know what tomorrow's gonna be. It's today, Friday.
Today's Friday,
All right,
yeah.
cool. So we'll be back on Monday. I do these 11 a.m. to 12 noon Eastern, Monday through Friday. We, again, never know what we're gonna talk about. It could literally be
Thank
anything.
you.
Definitely gonna be bringing interviews into this. Gonna set up the Discord and all that. Take calls, you know, and just kick it and interact more with the people as I move more into a content space. I would like for you know if you support me, follow me on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Or subscribe to the kid on the tube. Let me pull that link up right quick since I'm just doing this live, like. Right? And I have to update all of my thing, but follow me on the tube, like and subscribe, everything there. Like and subscribe and follow here on Twitch as well for more content. I'm still a regular streamer. Gonna be pumping out some match gameplay stuff for MK11. Gonna keep this ball rolling, and I have a few more ideas of what I want to do content wise. So if you want to help the kid, just go ahead and spread that word for me. I am terrible at saying goodbye, and I'm even worse at just hanging up on people. So, with that being said, baby,
Thank you for coming, everybody. And are you going to be streaming a game after this?
yeah, I'm gonna. As a matter of fact, I'll probably stream in a bit in like 30 minutes because
Yeah.
we're gonna leave to go see Joker movie tonight, so
We
that'll mess
are,
up my
yeah.
schedule. So yeah, I'll play something shortly, and maybe a little Horizon. We'll see what it is. Maybe a little MK,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah.
So he will be back soon. I won't, because I'm going to go get ready. But thank you all for coming, and make sure to tune in on Monday when we do this again.